applause, please. Next, we'd like to call up our women's fancy. Our women's fancy dancing. Now, this style of dance is one that I'm really, really partial to. I love watching this style of dance. To give you a story behind how this dance was actually started, it actually started from their counterpart, the men's fancy. If you notice on the men's fancy, which is why right here in the green, he's got the big bustles that sit on his back, the fella sitting here at the drum. Around the 40s and 50s, when our soldiers came back from war, especially the ones that were raised on the reservations, especially Carnegie, Oklahoma, excuse me. When the soldiers came back, they had no way to express how they feel, express what they'd seen in battle. It just, so many emotions. None of the dances that were still being done at that time really allowed them to express that. So they actually created the men's fancy dance that you'll get to see just a little bit later. What they had was these two great big bustles they wore on the back. And these guys, you could pretty much do anything that you could even think of, just as long as it was on beat. You know, you could cut a flip, you could do a cartwheel, just as long as you stayed on beat, because the songs got real fast. Well, around the 40s and 50s and 60s especially, when there was a time of equality for women as well. Well, the women wanted to dance this style of dance as well, so they'd actually join in with the guys and dance against the guys. They'd actually put the bustles on their back as well, and they'd go head to head. Well, what ended up happening, the women started beating the men every time. So what they done, they took the women out of the category and gave them their own category. They got rid of the bustles on their back and took the shawl and put the shawl over her back. What I want you to pay attention to, notice her high kicks and how she stays on her tiptoes while she's sitting there dancing. And I want you to take that and reference it against Wyatt when he starts dancing as well. It shows you the correlation that they still came from the same dance, but now it's got its own flair that you can add to it, especially what the women have added to it now. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Next up, we'd like to call up our women's jingle dress dancers. And I think one of the ladies from the Catawba group is going to join in on this one. I'd like to call up our women's jingle. Here's Jennifer.
Oh, man, they're jingling.
One of the things that's very noticeable on this dress are the shiny snuff candles that you see hanging from the dress. They're actually rounded out snuff candles into the shape of a comb. I'll give you the story behind this dress that was taught to me. And again, a lot of these dances that you see, there are about 4 or 5 different stories how they came to be, because there are 4 or 5 different tribes that lay claim to these style of dances, not just the jingle dress, but every one that you're going to see up here today. That's why there's different stories that are told. The one that I'm going to give you, that a long time ago in the Ojibwe village, there was a granddaughter that was really sick. I mean, she could not move, she couldn't walk, she was non-responsive, and no medicines that her grandfather could find for her would help her out, and no prayers that he would say or have anyone else say for her would help her out whatsoever. One night the Creator came to him in a dream, and in this dream it showed him how to make this specific kind of dress. It taught him these certain kind of songs to sing for this style of dance, and told him, listen, you make this dress, teach your guys how to sing these styles of dance, put this dress on her, put her in the arena, chauffeur her around, she'll be healed. So the next day he awoke. Him and his wife started making this dress. Now back then they didn't have these snuff candles. What they actually used were deer toes, or sometimes clams. Now they didn't have the same numbers that you see today on most jingle dresses. Different numbers represent different meanings to their dancers. What you typically had on this dress when it first was made was just 7 rows, and it represented the 7 original clans of the Ojibwe people. And it was really spaced out. It was just a very plain dress. Well, after he made this dress, he found his drummers and his singers, and he taught them the songs that they were supposed to sing. He got everybody together one night, and he put this dress on his granddaughter, and they started singing these certain songs. And she had to be carried the first time around in the arena because she couldn't move on her own. On the second time through the arena, she started be able to walk a little bit better. On the third time, she could actually walk on her own. And by the fourth fourth push-up, as she went back around, she was actually dancing. She was healed. The Ojibwe people believe a lot in this style of dance as being a healing dance. Well, one of the other aspects that they add to it is to listen to the sound of the jingles while they're dancing. It's very soothing, and some refer to it as medicines being given off these dresses. Thank you, ladies. Now, since we're combining on this show, we're actually going to combine our Catawba Nation singers as well, or excuse me, dancers. We have Mr. Ronnie come up, and he's going to explain a few of their dances that they brought with them today, and we'll get later on to the men after that.
First, we're going to start out with a song today. This song hasn't really been sung that much on the reservation until recently. We actually have a few Eagle dancers that are starting to come back to the reservation. They're bringing back some of the old dances and some of the old songs. I'd like to start out this time. We've sung a different song earlier. We're going to sing our Catawba Eagle song this time. In the song, you talks about We Chi-Chi.
Tell me when we go. Okay.
We're acting like the eagle. Then you hear We Chi-Chi Kink, but Kink, Heart Ray, the men are dancing like eagles. We Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, Yenta Shai Pare Ke we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, Yenta Shai Pare Ke we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi. Yeah, para it's not today. Yeah, para it's not today. We Chi-Chi, yeah, that's how you pare. We Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, but keep hard rate. We Chi-Chi, but keep hard rate. We Chi-Chi, yeah, that's how you pare. We Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi. We Chi-Chi, Yeta Shai Pare King. We Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, Yeta Shai Sade, Yeta Shai Sade. We Chi-Chi, Yeta Shai Pare King. We Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, we Chi-Chi, but keep hard rate. We Chi-Chi, but keep hard rate. Next, we're going to have our ladies come up, and they're going to do what we call our Catawba rattlesnake dance. Rattlesnakes, are snakes played a large role in our Catawba history and culture. The men had them tattooed on their bodies, and I tell everyone this the same thing. I'm kind of scared of snakes myself. So what better way to go into battle when you see the snake tattooed on one of the warriors and him be scared and run? Easy way to win the battle. But as the women dance this song, it talks about Yonkswa. Yonkswa being the rattlesnake. It says Burrak Ray, the rattlesnake chief is bad. Boogie Swa, the rattlesnake's in the river. And in the last verse, Hassanat Ray talks about we're replicating the rattlesnake. Yo yo! Yo yo!
no, no,
way hey,
no, no,
way ha,
no, no,
hee ho,
ho, ho, no, no,
yo yo,
no, no,
way hey,
no, no,
way ha,
no, no,
hee ho,
ho, ho. Jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swabaradre, jak swabaradre, jak swabaradre, jak swabaradre, jak swabaradre, baradre, baradre. No, no,
yo yo,
no, no,
way hey,
no, no,
way ha,
no, no,
hee ho,
ho, ho. No, no,
yo yo,
no, no,
way hey,
no, no,
way ha,
no, no.
hee ho,
Ho, ho, everybody. Jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, jak swalej, boogity swat, jak swalej, boogity swat, jak swalej, boogity swat, jak swalej, boogity swat, jak swaley, boogity swat, boogity swat, boogity swat, jak swaley, hot the rock, jak